Hi everyone, welcome to Homeschool Autism Life. My name is Jamie and I am so excited to share this video. It is a continuation of my open collaboration with Jessica from the Waldock Way and Abby from Rooted in Rest. And these two very awesome ladies are sharing, they call it the Homeschool Show and Tell, where they open it up to all of us little homeschoolers to share how we do our homeschool so that you can see just how varied and awesome everybody's homeschool is, and there's not just one way to do anything. So I'm really excited. I love this month's topic. It is, and I'm going to read it, top 3 tips or resources to a successful homeschool. And that just kind of made me laugh because it's like, oh, top 3 tips. How do I even decide what works? And I did. I came up with some things. So the first one, we'll just get into it right away. Oh, before I forget, there will be a link to all of the other people in this playlist who are giving their tips. So hopefully we all have lots of different things that will help you as you homeschool. And if you're hitting a block, then there's something in there for you as well. So the first one that I would say is be as flexible as possible without going crazy. So what I mean by that is I think that certain people have the ability to be super, super flexible, and then others need to be a little bit more rigid, just for their own sanity. With us, with autism in particular, with the fact that life happens, and the fact that my kids seem to need a lot of flexibility, I would say we're on the further end of flexible. I need to manage if Darian doesn't fall asleep until 2 in the morning, and therefore I don't fall asleep until 2:30 in the morning, or whether he's having a rough day, I need to sort that out. I need to deal with those types of things in regards to autism. And then sometimes there's just days. There are days where one of my kids might be more emotional and I need to focus on their emotional well-being. And then there's other days where it's all fine. So I have learned to be way more flexible than I ever was before. And that's not a bad thing. I am happy with that. But how am I more flexible? How have I gotten to be more flexible? So the number one thing that I do to be flexible is I do huge blocks of scheduling. So a block schedule where you go from this hour to this hour, we're doing read aloud. And from this hour to this hour, we are doing school, or whatever the case may be. And so if we end up starting school at 10 a.m., which is usually my go-to, I would love to do that, then our day ends a lot earlier. But let's say, as it has been for the last couple of weeks because of my son's sleep habits, or insomnia, as goes with autism kind of hand in hand, we don't start until 12. Then the whole block schedule gets moved and we finish school just when Daddy gets home. And that's okay too. It's whatever works for you and your family. Fun Friday! I am so glad that I installed this as part of our homeschool, and I am so thankful to all the mamas. I think that Abby from Rooted in Rest is one of those mamas who has Fun Friday. When I was setting up our homeschool, I was like, that sounds like an awesome thing, and it has worked out so well for us because what it has built in is a catch-up day. So if there's something that happens in the week that makes it impossible for me to do school on that day, I say, we had fun Friday on a Monday. Or because that was just what we needed to do, say for an appointment. We had fun Friday on a Monday, and so now all of our days are like that. If we don't get Story of the World done on one of the days, our history curriculum, we'll do that on Fun Friday. And it's wonderful to have that one day where we can catch up. Now, let's say you have a horrible week, which that never happens, right? If you do, then I always have my top 3 things that are musts. We must get this done. And then I forget about the rest. I let go of whatever. So for me, that is math. That for me, that's gather around homeschool, because I kind of want to keep on the schedule that I have. I've got some leeway, but I want to, maintain a certain amount of units that we do. And those are my tops. If I also like to get read aloud done, but sometimes even that doesn't happen. So I have the top 3 things that I want to get accomplished. And if we don't do history that week, shucks darn it all, we'll do it next week. So that's kind of where I go. I've built in tons of flexibility to essentially play against whatever happens with autism, with life, with children. And that means that I don't go crazy. Now, I do recognize that some people would be like, that wouldn't work for me, and that is okay. Build in as much flexibility as you need without going crazy. My second one is be thankful. I have found over the last several years, my son's making funny noises. The being thankful is something that I really want to foster as a habit, not only for my children, but also for myself. And I have found that it's not something that requires tons and tons of extra prep or tons and tons of time in our day, which is lovely. So the one thing that we do is every single morning after Read Aloud, we spend 15 minutes writing in these lovely give thanks journals, and I buy one every single year for school, for myself and my kids. And the difference with that is that you're starting off your school day looking for things that you are thankful for. So even when you're having a horrible day, you are fostering the idea that God is there. God has given us things to be thankful for and giving us reasons for joy despite our circumstances, or peace despite our circumstances. And I really love that foundation. But it also helps when, say, you have a child who's really having a hard go of it and she's crying over every lesson, or, it's just that kind of a day. It's really good to be able to pull that out and go, okay, I know you're having a rough day, but let's remember the things that you were thankful for this morning. And yeah, it's been a wonderful way to start out our homeschool, but also me as a homeschool mama. The last thing is practice the fruits of the Spirit. Now, I got this from another mama, Angela Braniff. I'm just trying to remember what her channel is called. She has her own channel, and then she has a vlog type channel. But several years ago, she talked about her reward system for her kids. And I thought it was brilliant. And I think she actually said that she got it from someone else. So I hope that this is something, if you've never heard of it, that is something that you're interested in as well. But it's talking about what are the fruits of the Spirit. What are the fruits of the Spirit, and how can we apply them in life? And this has made a huge difference, not only in my parenting, because I often am asking myself, how do I handle this situation using the fruits of the Spirit? but also when I'm talking to my children and they're starting to bicker and fight or hit each other or whatever. And I just ask them the simple question, are you using the fruits of the Spirit with your sibling right now? And it's amazing how quickly, not that they get angry or anything like that, but then they're like, oh, right. And they might not be super happy, but at the same time, it stops them in their tracks usually. And then the next question I usually ask, if I need to do a second, let's talk about this. I usually ask, in this situation that you're dealing with right now, which fruit of the Spirit could you use? And so it's been really, really lovely because then, not that the irritation or the anger or whatever goes away, but we're creating pathways in their brains that say, oh my goodness, I'm not handling this very well. How could I? And they're like, gentleness or kindness or patience or whatever. But like I said, it's one of those things that I've found super helpful because it's not me just going, stop doing that, or why are you doing that? It's a way of helping them deal with their anger and frustration, but recognize that they have a choice with how they respond. Not say it's my sister's fault that they're doing this and that's why it was, because then you play victim. But also recognizing that despite the actions of others around you, because this is going to happen for the rest of your life, you have the responsibility of choosing how you respond. And using the fruits of the Spirit is an awesome way to do that. I also love that you are fostering through that Jesus's personality. Now, are we always going to be perfect at it? No, but if we practice it when we're young and we're children, and you slowly go through that process of building those connections, then when they get older, they recognize that that's a choice they have. So those are my 3 top tips. I am so very excited to hear the other top tips or resources. I hope that this has been helpful to you. Again, the link to the playlist is going to be down below. Check out Abby's channel. Check out Jessica's channel. They're awesome ladies with lots and lots of resources. And we're so excited for Abby and her new baby. So that's coming. It's not here yet. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful homeschool day. We'll talk to you next time. Bye.